Hi, so far you have seen how to loop in Ruby using the while keyword. Now I'm going to introduce a new keyword called for, the for keyword. We can loop using the for keyword as well, slightly different, but basically it's your choice whether you want to use the for or the while keyword when you want to perform loops. Here is the syntax. So for variable in range, any number of statements here, and of course this is the marker for the end of the for loop. So let's take a look at an example. .rb. Okay, now I've written a very simple for loop here. When statement 1 runs, there is a variable called I, and this is what we call a number range. In Ruby, 0.3 means the numbers 0, 1, 2, and 3. It's a range. So it can be 5.10, which represents 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, including 5 and 10. So in this case, the range includes the numbers 0 and 3. Okay, so basically there's no checking for true or false. When the for loop starts, I will be 0. Okay, and you print a star. It's the last statement in the for loop. You come back to here, and I will become 1. So I will always be incremented by 1. Okay, print the second star. Alright, come back to here. I becomes 2. Print another star. I becomes 3. Print another star, and that's it. I will not go beyond 3 because I should have the range of 0 to 3. Now, which means that 4 stars will be printed. Line 2 or statement number 2 will happen 4 times. During the first time, I is 0. During the second time, I is 1. During the third time, I is 2. And during the fourth and last time, I is 3. That's all. There's no checking for true or false, unlike the while loop. Now let's run this and see what happens. Prints out 4 stars. And end of story. So of course I can do I can have a range which starts from 1. Save it. In this case, only 3 stars will run. 3 stars will be printed out because, you know, from 1 to 3, there are actually 3 numbers: 1, 2, and 3. So of course, if you want to print out 3 stars, you can do this, or you can do this. Save, run, same effect, but not desirable unless there's a good reason to do this. Right? Usually there's no good reason. No good reason, so start from 0 or start from 1. Don't start from something in the middle and confuse all your readers. So in this case, the loop will repeat for 4 times, and there'll be 4 stars printed. Now let's change the program a bit. Instead of printing stars, let's print the value of I. Okay, now what is this? I is a number, right? So I need to convert it to a string before I can concatenate with a space. Now I want a space there so that I can see the numbers, separate numbers. So let me save this. And when I run it, during the first iteration, I is 0, and I get 0 space. During the second iteration, I is 1, I get I and space printed out. Third iteration, fourth and last iteration, 3 and space, and that's it. So you can actually make use of the looping counter. I can be viewed as a counter. Alright, so let me extend this example. In this case, I'm going to ask the user to enter a number. Okay, and input equals to gets.chom. Now I do not want a string, so I'm just going to convert whatever the user has entered into an integer. So now input stores an integer, not a string. Input -1. Alright, so I'm going to print stars again. So what does this program do? This program basically prompts for a number. If I enter 10, okay, if I enter 10, the value 10 will be stored in input. And how many times will this loop run? If input is 10, I'm going to run it from 0 to 9, input -1. 0 to 9, including 0 and 9, will be 10 times. Alright, and that's the reason why I have minus 1 here. Okay, so I'm going to perform statement 5 10 times. Basically print out 10 stars. Let's try to run this program and see if it works. So I want 5, it prints out 5 stars. Okay, 7, print out 7 stars. 1 star. 25, print out 25 stars, and so on. So now the number of times this loop runs depends on the value of input. Now if you are not comfortable with input -1, you can always change the code to from I in 1 to input. No difference. Okay, if you enter 10, the loop will run 10 times. When the range should be 1 to 10. 1 to 10 has got the same number of elements as 0 to 10 minus 1, 0 to 9. Okay, so this is a matter of personal preference. Alright, so that's it for looping using fors. One thing before I forget, you can break out of the for loop as well using the break keyword.